Hello everyone, my name is Raymond. Today's video is going to be about laptop repair and parts replacement. To start off the video, we're going to discuss some of the issues or symptoms I experienced that made me want to perform or try this fix. So the first issue was loud fan noises. This happened in instances when it didn't even make sense for the computer fan to have such loud noises in a sense. So you could be working on a task, even sometimes you just start working on the task, you just turn on your computer after leaving it off for a few days, and the computer is not hot, but the fan is so loud, it's like very inconvenient and distracting to work with. The second issue, to piggyback off the first issue, is a slower performance. So especially when the loud noises start, the computer performance kind of drops. And I know the specifications for the laptop, so you can have an expectation of what the system should be able to do, and it kept underperforming that expectation. You had lagging. Sometimes the computer froze and you had to restart it. So it kind of was, in a sense, frustrating. So the last issue that I experienced using the laptop was a Wi-Fi failure. This happened around 3 times a month, and it happens every month. You could just be using your system, or you used your laptop last night, and you're trying to use it this morning, and for some reason you can't find the Wi-Fi icon on your taskbar. You can click on the Wi-Fi icon, you don't see it. Usually, when you go to the device manager, you have more insights. It says the device driver has failed, so you are not able to use the Wi-Fi in a sense. So now we're going to go over some of the solutions that I attempted. So the first solution I attempted for the loud fan noises was a basic cleaning. I turned off my laptop, opened the back of the laptop, I unplugged the battery, and I just tried to remove as much dust and debris from most of the components on the motherboard, like the motherboard itself, the fan. I did have to disconnect the fan. So I disconnected the fan, so not only to reset the connection, but so I can get a better overview, so I can clean the fan properly. I have like an air duster, so I just make sure to like dust. I use a dry cloth to like clean as much as I can. Then for the Wi-Fi issues, the first troubleshooting I tried was I opened Device Manager. I scrolled down, I went to network adapters, then I went to the name of my Wi-Fi adapter. So I usually, when you click on the options to either update, uninstall, or disable the Wi-Fi adapter, I did try all three options and restarted my computer each time. So depending on because sometimes this worked, sometimes it didn't work. I can't really say as to why, but I just say it just depends on what works. Then if that doesn't work, I usually try to open up my settings. So when I open up my settings, I click on network and internet. I go to advanced network settings, and I just completely reset my network configuration or settings. One thing to note though, that this also removes any safe network password. So you might have to re-enter, or you will have to re-enter your password for your Wi-Fi if it's saved. If this doesn't work, what I moved on to trying was I use my search bar and I open up the service application as an administrator. Once I did that, I scrolled down and I looked for the service called WLAN autoconfig, and I just tried to restart the service. This sometimes helped, but sometimes it wasn't a final fix. So the last step I usually try that has always been working for me currently is I open up the back of the computer and I do all my steps. Then I just unscrew the Wi-Fi adapter, unplug it, and plug it back into the connection, and has seemed to be working to fix the issue for the past maybe a month or two. But I digress. So now we're going to move on to the next slide, on to the reason why I'm making this video, or the reason why we're attempting this repair. So the first reason is that since I bought the computer, I haven't really done full cleaning or full maintenance. I haven't changed the thermal paste. So I'm going to try and, or I am going to remove, clean the heatsink, remove the thermal paste from the heatsink and the CPU and GPU, then I'm going to replace it with a newer thermal paste. So this should help with the performance, help with how this laptop cools itself. Then the second thing I'm going to be doing today is that I bought a newer model for the fan, and I'm going to be replacing the fan. I'm going to be replacing the old fan with a newer fan. Then after that, the last repair option we're going to be doing is we're going to replace the Wi-Fi card. So the current Wi-Fi card on the laptop is an M.2 Wi-Fi 5 Intel wireless AC 9560 adapter card, and I'm going to be upgrading it to an M.2 Wi-Fi 6 Intel AX200 adapter card. So this should help with the Wi-Fi itself performance, and it should stop the failing that kind of occurs when you are using the laptop. So you have a more guaranteed and more reliable Wi-Fi connection in a sense. So with that, let's get right into the repair.